Look what just arrived, and I can't wait to install it. Let's hop to it. On a recent video I did about issues I have with my A-frame camper, one of the issues was that the outside compartments could only be opened with a key. There were no secondary thumb latches, so every time I needed to access the storage, I had to remember to bring the key with me. If you haven't watched that video yet, I will leave a link in the description. The last time we went camping, I accidentally set down the key while we were packing up, and I wasted 15 minutes trying to remember where I put it. While checking out replacement latches on Amazon, I found these 1-inch push compartment latches. I figured that with a bit of modification to the compartment door, I could make them work. They're a push-button latch but have a key lock built into them. Yes, the key is a standard CH751, but I just want to keep kids and curious people out of the compartments while I'm traveling and at the campground. The camper is stored in a secured area at my house, so I'm not too worried about someone getting into it there. I have decided to replace the mechanisms on the two compartments that I use the most. My front storage, which I use for blocks, boards, wheel chocks, and other stuff, and the rear compartment that holds my utility hookups, such as water hoses, TV coax, and the electric service cord. I am in these compartments a lot, especially during setting up and taking down. First, I need to remove the old lock mechanism. Using a Phillips head screwdriver, I'll take off this latch bar. Now I'll use the pliers to loosen the lock nut and spin it off. Now I just have to push out the old lock. I'm going to save these locks in case one of the matching locks on either of my camping trailers ever needs replacing. So now I'm ready to install the new lock. It definitely will not fit this hole as it's about 1/4 of an inch larger in diameter. I'm going to have to do some grinding if I'm going to get it to fit. I'll use the thumb catch off the new lock to line up to where I need to make the hole larger. If I put the new lock against it, I can see that the door catch is only going to come out about 1/4 of an inch. The inner door frame doesn't extend anywhere near enough to act as a latch, so I will need to fabricate a new one. That doesn't sound too hard. I'll use the thumb catch as a template, and using a pencil, I can trace out where I need to grind out the door. I think my rotary tool with just a coarse sanding drum should do the trick. It's only thin fiberglass and foam, right? Okay, this isn't working as well as I had hoped. This door is quite a bit tougher than I expected. We better see what's going on here. Well, it turns out that there is an aluminum insert that is inside the door and fits around the lock assembly. Not only is it tough, it's also moving around as I'm trying to sand away at it. I drilled and installed this small screw temporarily on the back side of the door to hold the aluminum in place. Let's try this again. Nope, that aluminum is much too tough to sand. Looks like I need a bigger tool. This should do it. I will have to carefully use a step drill and bore out the hole just until the lock fits. Okay, that worked. I have the lock installed and I think it looks great. Now all I have to do is figure out the latch. I'll go dig around the garage and see what I can come up with. I found a package of 3/8 inch metal one-hole straps that you use with electrical conduit, and these should work perfectly. They are thick enough to be secure, but thin enough to fit the new catch. I used a pair of pliers and my vise to flatten out the curve and make it into an L bracket. I measured and marked it at 7/8 of an inch, which should be the correct length. Now I'll use my bench grinder to remove the extra metal and round off the end just a bit. I need to make a backing plate to hold the latch in place. This 1/8 inch by 1 1/4 inch aluminum flat stock will work great. I cut off a 1-inch piece and I drilled a hole in it 1/8 inch from the edge. I will use this small sheet metal screw to fasten the latch bracket to the plate. Now I'll take this assembly out to the trailer. When I install this, I will insert the inner compartment door frame into the area between the bracket and the plate and tighten the screw to clamp it all together. After I adjust everything and the lock works smoothly, I'll drill and pop rivet the aluminum piece in place to keep it from shifting. And here it is all installed. It took a little more work than I expected, but I'm very happy with the results. The door latch is smoothly and secure, and I adjusted the latch so that the door compresses the gasket enough to keep out the weather. So what do you think? I'd love to hear your comments. Don't forget to high-five the like icon, jingle the bell, and subscribe. Keep watching my channel as I've got a lot more stuff in the works. But until then, keep camping.